Hi everyone, welcome to another video. So I've been getting this question from the comments and people I've been talking to that hey, I'm not from a CS or IT background. I've just done MA or MSc and I want to get into IT. So could you recommend or what do you think? Is it a good idea or how should I do that? Right? They have already made up their mind that they want to get into it and they wanted to know how can they do it, right? So I thought, let's make a video around it. So in this video, I'm just going to talk about 7 or 8 points on how you should approach this thing where maybe you would have done your BA, or BSc, MSc, and then you want to get into IT, and what should be your thought process in doing that. So that's what this video is all about. So I'll share some 7 8 points and then I have a bonus section as well at the end which will also give you some food for thought. So let's get started. Now it's not like I'm just coming up with all these points from somewhere, right? I've had multiple people in doing this, from non CS background to computer science background or IT in general, and I've also talked to multiple friends of mine who have helped their closed ones, their friend as well, to do that transition. So all these points, they followed, I also followed, and I found it in common, and that's why I'm sharing this here, right? Now when we are talking about IT, right, it's a very vast field. It has software development, it has networking, cyber security, it has cloud, DevOps engineering, AI, ML, data scientists, etc. So first of all, you have to decide what you want to do, right? And if you're coming from a non-IT background, then something like AI or data scientist can be very daunting, right? Because you have to have a lot of basic knowledge, etc. And it is a little bit overwhelming, right? So according to me, if you're getting started and want to transition from a non-IT to IT background, I think cloud is the best place to start. So, whatever I'm sharing, the next 7 8 points, it's all about how you can get in entry into cloud, and then maybe based on your interest in AI, data engineering, cyber security, or networking, you can easily transition, right? But at least you should have those basics in place. So the first point is have your basic computer science fundamentals covered. Now, it will include something like operating system, pick one like Linux, and then, do some basics, right? Like what is it, what is the kernel, what's the bootstrap process, etc. And, some of the bash commands like curl, wget, how to list files, etc., how to write basic custom bash scripting. So that fundamentals should be in place along with networking fundamentals like how does an internet work when you type something like google.com in your browser, what happens in the backend, right? The DNS resolution, the port DNS works on, and all those basic things should be covered along with OSI model, layer 4, layer 7. So if you cover these fundamentals, right, no matter which segment or part of IT you are, this knowledge will never go waste. Like it's base of everything, right? You have to know about operating system, networking, whatever code you write, whatever security you are doing. It's a packet, it's coming through the internet. You should know at least the basic on how this is working, right? So that's the first point. And the second point is you should have a basic scripting knowledge. Pick any language if you're getting started and from a non-IT background. Python is a good choice. Pick Python, invest 1 or 2 months in it, and it has a very good learning curve. It's not that steep like Rust or some other languages like Go, but yeah, it's a very good language where you can get started. Not that efficient, but someone who is just getting started, they can easily pick up that language and then write some scripts, which is good enough. So now you have covered the fundamentals, computer science fundamentals, the Python scripting, and the third thing is then databases. So databases in today's world are very important. Nothing works without databases, right? So start with maybe SQL, but if you want to explore more, which at this point of time I'll not recommend, once you get into the IT field and then you have a job, then you can explore NoSQL, some graph-based databases, all those things. But start with SQL, figure out, what are the DML queries and detail queries, etc. Select statements and how you can club a simple application, maybe a Python application with a, maybe a SQL light database, etc. And then, run your application. It can be very simple data entry application or, a login application. So, these 3 points are from the, fundamental perspective. Now, this knowledge will never go to waste, right? Then comes the fourth, point, which is learn one cloud, right? Which can be Google Cloud, AWS, Azure, anything. It doesn't matter. But a good way to do that is target a basic level certification, right? So in Google Cloud, it can be, Associate Cloud Engineer, ACE or PCA. In Azure, it can be AZ 900, or in AWS, it can be, Solution Architect, right? So start there, see what cloud is, what are the various services, and how you use them to achieve something, right? Because there are a lot of tools for different jobs, right? So you have to know that, okay, if I use something like EC2, it's for, running some of the maybe application. If I use something like RDS, then it is for, you know uh, running MySQL databases or something else. If you use something like GKE, it's for Kubernetes, right, running your Docker containers. So get that basic fundamental of cloud. So once you have done the certification, now the fifth point is get your hands dirty. Now, whatever you have learned so far, execute them, implement it, right? Get a free cloud account and then execute some projects, right? I built an entire series where I have 6 to 7 videos, which shows that, how you can get started and implement, these projects and go beyond certifications, right? You can check out the link here where I teach, okay, build a website first manually, then do it using Terraform, then automate everything. It's for a DevOps engineer, but it will give you an idea of, what I'm talking about and what it means to go beyond certifications. All right. So now, once you are beyond certifications, you have done some hands-on projects, and then you have automated that as well. Then comes, the actual field, practice, where you go out there, do some mock interviews, some interviews, right? So let me share, the next section on this particular topic, how to, find interviews, and then, go about giving mock interviews, then interviews, and then how to finally get a job, right? So basically, when you're starting out from a non CS background, right, it's a little bit hard to get, interviews. So that's why you have to be a little bit patient and a little bit persistent as well. It's not an easy journey, right? It's definitely not an easy journey, and this might take you 6 to 9 months, right? So you have to be patient as well in this entire journey. But once you have all those things covered that I just mentioned, then what you can do is, you can have your LinkedIn profile built, set up. A lot of courses out there sharing what you can write in your LinkedIn profiles, what to share, what not to share, etc. And then, it's very important to showcase whatever you're doing, right? Because that's how people will get to know that, okay, you are persistent, you're consistent, and you're trying to, achieve something. And no matter what you are doing today, you might not have the best knowledge, but the mindset that you have, you will be a good fit for that particular company. All right. So that's what you have to showcase in your LinkedIn profile, and you can reach out to recruiters, people, from the company which you want interviews from. Yeah, it will be cold, messages, etc. And not everyone will reply. So what I follow is, if you message 100 people, only 5 or 10 of them will reply. So that's another ball game. But yeah, keep, reaching out to people on LinkedIn, ask them for referral, get some tips, additional tips, that, you have done this, and, there is an opening in your particular organization, could you help me, etc. Send your resume. So you have to do all these things, right? So, and if you have a friend in IT already, go ahead and then ask them to do a mock interview, right? Because mock interviews are very powerful. I can't, stress enough how, useful they can be once you, go into the actual interview, right? It can be very simple things like, introduce yourself, some basic questions, and you'll be surprised that, okay, I thought I knew this and I was very confident in this, but it's not the case, right? I have to work on this particular thing. So, you'll find all those hidden things. And then once you have your mock interview, then go into the real interviews, right? Based on whatever I shared through LinkedIn, through Naukri, etc. And I know a lot of the big companies might be looking for experienced people, which at this point of time you might not have. But that's where, there are a lot of startups which are looking to invest. There are a lot of companies which are looking to invest. So yeah, it's a little bit, you have to be at the right place at the right time as well. But if you are persistent and consistent enough, things will fall in place, right? And once you finally get the job, then it's not all roses and sunshine, right? It's altogether different ball game, because then you have to do the actual on the job learning, because until this point of time you have just read some theory, implemented something based on some tutorials, etc., but you never got that actual hands-on experience, right? So that's where you will get that experience, and then you have to do a lot of on the job learning, right? But this is the entire process, what it will look like for you. It will easily take 6 to 9 months. It's not like it will be done in 3 months and you are good to go. But let me share some bonus tips which will also help you if you're planning to transition into IT, right? I mentioned cloud as a good entry point, right? But one thing is, it's all a demand versus supply, right? No matter in IT, or it's true in any world economic, right? So basically, at this particular point of time, AI is the famous thing or the next big thing, right? So if you plan for something which is very unique, niche, and has a short talent pool, and if you target that and you feel that okay, you can do that, then that will be a good entry point, and you will be able to find some jobs easily, get some jobs easily, because there are not enough people in the pool already, right? So AI is one, Gen AI is again picking up pace. So you can have prepare for Gen AI specialist, and then give interview related to that, right? So that's a very important thing to understand as well, and you have to plan for this beforehand before you start your journey. But whatever points that I mentioned, like cover the fundamentals, networking, Linux, operating system, basic scripting, Python is a good starting point, then databases, then a cloud, then some real world projects, and the mock interview things. Those all hold true, but you also have to have this in the back of your mind to understand, okay, I'm targeting AI, I'm targeting data engineering, I'm targeting cybersecurity, I'm targeting DevOps, right? Because this will help you in doing those real world projects in a much better way. So that's what I'll recommend, and that's what I had as a bonus section. But I have the entire cloud engineer DevOps roadmap in place as well. You can check it out here. That's all for this particular video. But if you would like to see more such videos around tech, cloud, AI, etc. in general, then subscribe to this channel. And if you like this video, then you will also like this video where I talk about why, as an engineer, you should speak at conferences. And yeah, if you like this video, give a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and until then, you get to live, make the most out of it. Thank you.